Hello.
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 This is
Hello.
Alistair, by the way. If you haven't already heard Alistair's
I'm
voice. This video is not going to be a normal video. It's just going to be about 1.8 and the many updates that people don't actually know about.
There's a lot.
Everyone's just going to say what they think about it and what's basically coming out.
Swimming.
I mean, they said the other day that the video was going to come out for the 8th. But now I've just read on Twitter like a minute ago saying that it's coming out on the 12th, which is the Monday. But that's not even guaranteed yet, so who knows? And it's coming out in two parts, this adventure update, that's what they've called it. 1.8, 1.9. 1.9 is coming out probably ages away. But like this is probably one of the biggest updates that's ever been released with Minecraft. Like, it's huge.
Especially
and I mean, I've got
looking over the list of updates. It's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I've got so much stuff to talk about right now. Okay, we'll start off with the biggest stuff, which is basically XP and leveling up. When you kill monsters, they'll drop XP orbs, which will grant you XP, obviously, and you'll go through levels. Notch said that he wanted it so that you can level up fast, but when you die, you lose all of your levels and your XP. But he said, you level up fast anyway, so it doesn't really matter. When you level up, the reward for leveling, he said he's called it goodies. But he's not even said what will actually be the goodies, but he said it's going to be worthwhile.
He did mention
that.
I
think this is going to be.
He mentioned that XP won't matter at all until 1.9.
Really?
Yeah, I know. What's the point? What's the point of releasing it with 1.8?
Yeah, I think it's just to get used to it and
Get
stuff,
people
probably.
jizzing in the pants.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I think they've almost gone the wrong way about it. But I don't like the idea of them dropping orbs. I mean, how many games do you see we have to actually physically pick up XP? I know it's different, but it's just a bit.
No, I think it's
Do
quite
you know what? I'd
good.
rather it be. Yeah, I'd rather it be that they drop it and it comes to you, than rather like something like COD where you get XP and the bar just goes up. I like the idea of how stuff like the whole magnetic thing where like the orbs drop and then they suck up to you. Do you know what I mean? Like when you pick something up on Minecraft.
I mean,
another huge one.
It makes it so you basically can't just sit somewhere, spam arrows, and just keep getting XP. It means you have to actually go and collect it. So it'll be a lot.
Gives it some progression.
Yeah, you have to work.
Another
for it.
huge one is the food bar. I mean, this is going to be awesome. This one, it's going to be stopping people from like, I don't know. It'll keep you. It'll keep survival mode interesting. Like, basically, what the food bar is, you get a bar. And I think I'm not sure how many it's got, but it's got a fair few like pieces of meats on your right hand side. I'm sure there's going to be a picture up right now. You'll be looking at it.
Yeah.
And the food bar decreases over time, so you have to keep eating to make sure it stays at the top. And when it's actually high, your health goes up. I think it was half a heart every 5 seconds. And then if your food bar dips below, if it dips below a certain amount, you start losing health. Then so you've basically got to make sure you're eating all the time.
Yeah.
That's going to take a lot to get used to.
It says
it's a shit way of comparing it, but can you remember when they did that on the Grand Theft Auto games? I fucking hated that. I just had a maximum food whatever achieve.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting on Minecraft though, because it'll make things difficult,
especially
basically.
in survival mode.
It does, doesn't it? The whole update's just going to bring a new challenge to it.
I mean, like reading the stats on it now, it says if you have 90 to 100% health, you'll regain health slowly, or food.
Yeah, that's what I was on about a minute ago.
Yeah, if you have nothing, and the amount of health you lose is determined by the difficulty of the game. So, say on easy, it's drops to 5 hearts. On normal, it's 0.5, and if it's on hard, you just die.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
It's the thing with
Alright, next up.
Sprinting also makes it deplete, makes your hunger bar go down.
Yeah. I've got that for later. Next part is terrain, which is a huge one. I mean, and this is going to be so cool to see. If they do it right, that is, anyway. There's going to be villages randomly placed. They only get placed on flat land. The villagers, they've got wells, farms, and what was the other one? There's something else. Oh yeah, and the possibility to claim the villagers. I'm not sure if that'll be 1.9 or not. There won't be any NPC villagers in 1.8 though. It'll just the NPCs come in 1.9. I think someone said they were optional.
Yeah, in one of the settings.
The villagers right now are optional, and the NPCs are coming in 1.9.
So you can turn the actual villagers off or not?
I think
I
yeah.
think so.
It'd be
Oh,
quite
wow,
it'd be
that's
quite
cool.
interesting to see how the NPCs work, because like looking at some of the NPC mods, they didn't really work well at all, did they?
Yeah, they were a bit glitchy. Yeah.
Like you'd say hello to someone
Million
and
M.
they'd like,
Looks
It
quite
just
good
me that
now.
thinks it's going to be quite creepy.
yeah.
Like having NPCs in single player. I mean, like, excuse my language, but you know when Old Peculiar first came into the Yogscast, right? Can you remember sending me that? And we fucking, we were just like, what on earth is this?
Yeah.
I actually thought it was a real NPC. I remember
And
telling
I
Joe
got
about that.
so creeped out by like the way he interacted.
I think it'll be better though. I mean, like, is it just me that feels lonely when I'm playing single player? That's why I don't normally play it, because I just feel, oh baby. It does feel lonely though, doesn't it?
Yeah. Plus the
Oh,
added
my cheek.
creepiness of
Yeah,
maybe
I mean, it does get a bit boring. I mean, like the other day when I started building my house in single player, I kept wanting to say, "Oh, someone come help with this," and it is a bit shit when you
Yeah,
just do it around
exactly.
your own.
plus there's also the added creepiness of maybe running into an NPC at night and not knowing who the hell it is.
Oh, it'd be cool if you could get tribes and they attack you and stuff, and you got to kill them to like claim the village or something. That'd be interesting.
I could see
Definitely.
someone making a mod for that. Like definitely.
Right, next up is rivers. Now that I think that's gonna look awesome. Like, have you seen some of the rivers? Sam will put a screenshot up now, but
Yeah.
They do look pretty.
the rivers
sweet,
look unbelievable, man. Like, and the ravines. Have you seen the ravines? I never really saw them at first.
It's just the way that they've been
They're
mapped
just like
out.
gorgeous
They like
as well.
it's just the way that they twist and turn through the landscape.
And
Also,
if you don't know what a ravine is, it's basically like a crack in the ground, but it's pretty deep. Like, there's some great screenshots of them.
I'm sure
Um,
our American
more
friends
int-
will call them
More
a
interesting
gorge.
terrain, like villages and dungeons and stuff. They've added abandoned mines, and now there's some screenshots of this. And no, it wasn't a screenshot; it was a video I saw. There's a video of this from Notch Packs, and they look amazing. It's like, it looks like a proper abandoned mine. There's wood holding up the ceilings and stuff, and there's like railway tracks going, you know, minecart tracks. Sorry, there's minecart tracks going through it and stuff, and it's like all broken up. That's gonna be so cool.
what makes it interesting as well is it's a kind of dungeon. As just like you'd find one with spawners, it'd be the same with that. And that's also where you can get cobwebs from.
Yeah, you can get cobwebs now. I'll talk about that later. Strongholds, which is probably one of the things I'm most looking forward to. Like, this is going to make the game actually so cool and really challenging. Strongholds are kind of like dungeons, but more difficult basically, because dungeons are just like spawner in the middle, load of mobs inside. Strongholds, it says it's possible for 1.8, but if it's not 1.8, it'd be definitely 1.9, and they've said that there's going to be bosses in 1.9. Can you imagine how cool that's going to be?
Tactical strategy to take over something like that.
Yeah.
isn't
I
it?
can imagine the bosses not just being like, you know, random, as in like they see you, they'll attack you. I can see them being scripted.
Yeah.
That they behave in a
I hope
certain
so.
way. Yeah.
And with it being bosses, that means there's going to be item drops, like some good things like weapons, hopefully.
I love killing stuff in Minecraft, but what is there to really challenge you? All there is creepers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, cows and pigs are all
And
fun, but they get
once
pretty
you've got a
boring.
bow and arrow, that's it, isn't it?
Oh.
When it
Yeah.
comes to combat in Minecraft, at the minute, bow and arrow is like
Yeah.
literally end game.
Yeah. About the biome update. Now, if you don't know what biomes are, it's like the type of how can I put it? It's like the type of terrain you're in. So you can be in like a really green biome, or you can be in like somewhere where there's like, say if there's a lot of sun, it'll be like a
Snowy
light green.
biome and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And the thing there's a
He's added.
sorry, carry on.
You what?
I was gonna
He's
say that
added an ocean biome. Bloody hell, Sam.
One at a time.
He's added an ocean biome, which I haven't actually seen yet, but it sounds interesting.
I'm not sure he's
There's
released
a swamp
anything about
biome.
it.
I think swamp's gonna be.
I've got it all down here. That there's a ocean biome, swamp biome, mushroom biome, mountain biomes.
I know. It's well, at the moment there's 13 different biomes just in 1.7 alone.
Really?
Yep. There's the rainforest,
Ooh.
swampland, seasonal forest, savanna, shrubland, taiga, if that's how you pronounce it,
Don't you?
desert, plains,
Yeah.
and tundra. And it's
You know what hasn't been confirmed yet as well?
what?
It begins with a V, and people just themselves
Volcanoes. Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
That's gonna be so cool. Maybe volcanoes in 1.8. Probably 1.9, I'm guessing. And also, did you know that Notch is planning on not removing, but increasing the height, so you can basically build higher, because there's a limit at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
And
make
that's
it
going to be cool.
making
Like
the
proper
height
mountains, not like
making the height a lot higher. It kind of helps the land as well, because he started saying that he was doing mountain biomes, so they would be
yeah.
a lot larger.
The only thing about all these biomes, like your mountains and your volcanoes, I hope it is spread out really well. Cause I don't
Yeah,
want,
yeah.
like,
I was just going to say that.
I wouldn't
They're
want to
split
have
by
like
these
to
rivers.
set up and have a village or something like that in single player, and then like I don't know 200 blocks one way a volcano and then a beach the other side. I mean, I hope.
Yeah, like they
I hope
already
it's
have,
gonna take
haven't they? They got like forests going into a huge desert.
Mm. Well, I have a screenshot of
Um,
like the basics splitting up.
yeah, we've got loads of screenshots of everything, so you'll see it on the screen probably now. Server details. I'm looking forward to this one because we switched from a lot of servers, so you can have a server list basically. You can go back to servers, so you're not always copy and pasting, typing in it, which I already find a pain in the arse, because sometimes you can't even copy and paste them in.
Mm. I mean, there has been mods
And on,
to
Yeah,
add
yeah.
those changes, and they worked like
I think you'd be
amazingly.
surprised at how many people don't use mods though, just because they're a pain in the arse. Like I don't honestly with this update, I think there's a lot of mods are just going to be dead now. Like I'll explain later with some other things, but like with this, that's just going to get rid of all mods like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
As well as the flying one, but we'll talk about that later. For the server lists, it also tells you the ping of the server, and there's a screenshot of it. It'll probably be up on the screen now. As well as you can see whether you can actually connect to the server or not, which is cool.
It gives you like the details of in like, for example, you know, if you're running off ClanForge, say, for example, Ali's server, if he stopped it, it'd tell you that it's not responding.
Exactly.
Spill.
A lot better.
Also, to do with server details, you can basically now change it from survival mode to creative mode. So if you ever played Minecraft Classic, the old one where it was like simple blocks, you could break blocks with one punch, as well as
Just like
oh,
a build,
what's the
it's
other
like
thing?
a build mod, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Basically,
They did say the
which is
limit.
that's what I'm saying.
They've limited it to
no one's gonna need
admin.
to fly mod
I mean,
anymore.
A lot of people won't have realised it, but there are two different kinds of Minecraft out there. There are you people that go out and build these massive structures. I mean, like, obviously, you'll see that Ali's really keen on building all these,
Yeah.
all this pixel art and shit like that. And there's a lot of people that do build these monstrous things, but then again, you do get your other gamers that do like the challenge. I mean,
Well, the good thing about this, Joe, I don't know if you knew this, but
story.
you can actually switch your server. So say if you've got a map
Yeah.
that's on survival multiplayer, you can turn it into a creative one and then turn it back whenever you want, which I think's awesome. If they wouldn't have done that, I think it would have been a shit update that. But that's
is
just
good.
made it really. Yeah.
Just
Unlimited items in it. You can fly, which, like I was saying earlier, it's destroying a lot of these mods, which I enjoy, to be honest, because I don't like installing mods.
Plus, instead of having an inventory, you have that unlimited item selection that you had in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just.
Blocks destroy instantly, and you can also change the time of the day. You can speed it up, slow it down. Whatever. I don't know if you can slow it down actually, but I know you can speed it up. I think that's it for servers.
Yeah.
Mob updates, which is I'm so looking forward to this. Endermen. I'm sure most people know what Endermen look like. There'll be a screenshot on the screen now if you haven't already seen.
Scaring the shit out of you.
This shit creeps me out like big time. These guys, if you like, say if you put your cursor like away from them, they won't even touch you. But as soon as your cursor goes past them, like they stare at you
Pokemon
until you
game.
move. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then when you move, they start teleporting to you. And then I read that they do 3 hearts per hit, which is huge.
Yeah.
That is.
They can pick up blocks, and they also take damage in water. So just run into some water if you end up like going against one, and you should be fine.
And one thing that's been confirmed, but I'm not sure if it is true. They do drop like between 0 to 2 diamonds when they
Yeah,
when they're killed.
they said that's a placeholder though, so that's not guaranteed. So don't go getting your hopes up.
Yeah.
And they said they are quite rare. Another thing is silverfish. When you're mining in a cave, this is gonna sound weird. I was like researching it last night. When you're in a cave and you're mining a block, it's possible to mine a block and a rare spawn called a silverfish. For that, which is very rare, it says. And apparently someone said they're a scary mob. One of the creators said they're a scary mob, so I don't know about that. That's about it about silverfish. And then you've got blue spiders. Has any of you guys seen the blue spiders?
No, but I do know that they're poisonous.
Yeah, they're poisonous. Spawn in abandoned mine shafts.
Although,
venomous.
didn't Jeb, didn't he say on Twitter that the silverfish won't be included in the 1.8?
I didn't read about that, but you might be right.
Yeah, I think they were supposed to be added in 1.8. I mean, you can look through your files for 1.7 and you can find the texture for it, but I think he says it was confirmed by Jeb that it wasn't to be included in the 1.8 update.
Yeah, that's a bad thing about this thing. Like, they're splitting it into two halves, and which means, like, they're going to be splitting some of the things, like the whole village thing. It would be nice if they would finish some, like, one selection off, like, if they finish the village off with the NPCs and then put it into 1.8, and then put something completely different into 1.9, do you know what I mean? Instead of splitting one little thing in half, that's what annoys me. Blue spiders are basically just smaller than regular spiders and a little bit blue. And also, when you find them, there's usually cobwebs, which you can now get. Cobwebs are now a drop. One last thing about the mob updates is zombies. Zombies no longer drop feathers. Why did think about that now? Why do they drop feathers?
Yeah, I never understood
God,
that.
something had to, didn't it?
I suppose.
Anyway, zombies drop rotten flesh, and rotten flesh increases your hunger bar, which is the one on the right, but not, and it poisons you. So you'll be losing health on your health bar, but your hunger bar will go up. So if you're like halfway on your hunger bar, then basically you can regain that health. But if you're below, I wouldn't even bother eating one of them because it poisons you.
And it was confirmed, talking about rotten flesh, that food's now stackable, but I think it's only stackable.
Yeah,
up to
I've got that
certain
for later,
point.
Sam. Skeletons have decent sized bows now. Like, and I'm sure I read that mobs have actual attacking animations, which is going to be cool.
Yeah.
Yes,
Same
that
with
is true.
multiplayer. They said that they was adding it in.
It's because of the new block feature.
Yeah, I didn't get much on that. Do you know anything about that, Ali?
No, it's just that they can attack and the player can now block, which will, you know, make PvP a lot better.
I know about the jumping thing where you can do critical hits. Like if you charge your bow, that's a critical hit. But I
Yeah.
heard if you jump and attack something, you get a critical hit.
On the way down, yeah. That was
Yeah.
in the video that Notch did, didn't it? Was that a PAX?
Yeah, I think so. Next up is food. Like there's quite a bit on food, which is I think it's great, really. Food now has an animation when you're eating it. I'm sure most people have seen that, and it's just like you basically nibble it and it shakes a bit, and it takes 1 seconds to eat a piece of food now, depending on what health you are. But the more health, the longer it takes. 1.6 seconds to eat a piece of food now. Watermelons, you can grow watermelons now, and cows now drop beef, and when you cook the beef, it turns into, what was it, steak?
Stuck.
Yes.
Someone
I
was
love
saying
steak.
yesterday, I think it might have been Sam, did you say yesterday that if you eat raw pork or beef that you can get poisoned?
Raw chicken.
yeah, raw
chicken.
chicken.
You have a chance of getting disease.
Yeah, which is,
Oh, that's cool.
it just adds more depth into the survival feature.
Hell yeah. Food stackable, like Sam said earlier. And cooked chicken. So basically chicken struck chicken. Is anything else you guys think on food?
I
We
think
can grow cocoa now.
yeah,
Cocoa beans. We can
cocoa
grow those.
plants.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was down
no,
there, and
I was reading that they've got a
about it, they
cocoa
were
tree.
Inaccessible, weren't they?
A cocoa tree.
Yeah,
Yes, they do grow on
yeah,
trees.
it was a tree.
Oh.
I bet
Yes,
that's in
lads.
1.9. I'm sure I read that it
Cocoa
was
do grow.
possible.
Have we said pumpkins and melons?
Pumpkins, yeah, I don't think you can eat pumpkins, but pumpkins are now growable. Which is cool.
Yeah,
And seed.
A lot of new blocks. I mean, I've got a huge list of new blocks and miscellaneous stuff. So there's new achievements. The only one I can remember was if you shoot a skeleton from 50 yards, you get an achievement. Sam, you were looking at me yesterday. Can you remember any?
Yeah, the achievements were that shooting a skeleton from 50 meters and killing it, I think, and then one is possibly attempting to shoot the moon with an arrow, which is I don't understand that one. Like,
They just piss about, don't they?
yeah,
Portal reference.
Maybe, you know.
it could
It
be.
will be.
See,
Yeah, I never thought about that.
If anyone's
Well-
played Portal 2, the boss fight at the end.
not to
Yeah.
put any spoilers out, but it was that
I got
notch.
quite excited over this one.
A
It was like me
spoiler,
being
it's
childish.
like-
Chests now open, which I think is cool. I hope he does more stuff like
I
this with
thought
like.
that was.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've said that. I mean, obviously. that's
screenshot of
only
it now.
really- You're not going to notice in single player, are you? But that's a main
Yeah.
thing. If
I think that's awesome, that.
Close chest, which I don't know if they will be able to, but
It's really
Yeah,
good.
it's-
I like it.
There was
I
something.
just
there was
like this
something
patch.
about naming chests. You can name chests now or something.
yeah.
Well, not yet, but 1.8
I-
basically.
whack a sign on them.
I
What else have I got? Pressure plates. Pressure plates on fences. Everyone was getting excited over this yesterday, but I don't understand what's that going to change. I can't think of anything.
for what?
Pressure plates are now available on fences.
It makes a good like cafe style table. That's all I can think of.
Oh yeah.
That's
Well, for the
obviously not
RPGs,
main
yeah.
use.
Yeah.
I'd prefer if they let you do a lot more with fences, because they were a bit like restricted with what you could
Yeah.
do.
Well, there's something quite interesting coming up about that in a minute. Bows can be charged, as most people know about that, and deal more damage, have a new animation. Sprint, I'm sure people have seen the Mojang sprint video. You
Yeah.
can now jump 4 blocks,
But
which is actually quite a lot if you think about it.
as I
I
said
didn't know
before, sprinting does make your hunger bar deplete, which is it kind of
Yeah.
like say you're
A
running
lot,
away,
I think it's a lot as well.
say you're running away from a creeper. It's like that's like a big thing. You sprint down.
Well, it's when you're running towards the creeper. Notch was doing the video in packs, and he was like using the
also,
sprint.
if you sprint at a mob and then hit them, this is very useful. Things
Yeah.
like creepers and spiders as well. If you sprint at a mob and hit it just as you sprint in, it will knock them back a good. I think that's 4 blocks or something like that.
I think the maximum it said was 8 blocks.
Fucking hell, it's good.
Really? That's
Yeah.
still a lot though, isn't it?
Yeah, 8 blocks is a lot, but
Pro creeper killers.
Right. This is one of my favourite by far. Like it's small, but
Play
I just
tennis
think
with
so.
creepers.
Oh my god, that's such a cool idea.
copyright.
We have to make a video on that.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Clouds no longer pass through buildings. I love that. I used to freaking hate it when clouds used to pass through
That
buildings.
pissed me off, didn't you? Yeah. When can remember our lighthouse on our old map? That was a joke when you
Yeah.
stood looking at it, and all of a sudden it go grey.
This next one I'm not sure about, so if any of you guys know anything about it, just let me know. But I've got items now have labels, but I already thought items had labels anyway.
I think it's some of the fact that there was a bug that some items didn't have labels.
Oh.
Is
Alright,
that
fair
just
enough
feature
then.
like, is it dead grass?
That
is
could have
just
been a
called what
silent
name does?
update though. They didn't need to really announce that.
Well, I think it was silent
Yeah.
because the reason Notch he wrote it on Twitter and he wrote it in Swedish. Or
Oh,
Swiss.
did he?
Ah.
Yeah. And him and
For
Jeb
those
were,
who didn't know,
him and
Notch
Jeb
is
were joking
Swedish.
about a secret pirate language. So I'm not sure if someone just
Another one. Leaves don't decay when you take them off trees. Now, I didn't even know that you could take leaves off trees. I mean, I'd heard about using shears to use them on trees, but I thought when you use them on them, you get the tree plant, but you don't. You actually get the actual tree block. But when you used to place it down, it used to just decay. Now, I think that's gonna be so cool. I can think of so many things to actually make my houses look decent with that.
yeah.
Like, that's just gonna be awesome.
Because you used to have to like keep putting layers and layers of wood underneath so the leaves wouldn't disappear.
Oh, do people used to do that?
Yeah, I can remember making tree houses and stuff, but it was really annoying. They just didn't.
But actually, wouldn't that mean that when you destroy a tree, you know, if you used to destroy the top tree block, the leaves used to decay. Does that mean they're going to
Did they?
stay there now? Yeah, they
Um,
do.
it's still wait once.
No, I think it's if you place them. I'm sure it'll be if you place them.
Not to have a problem.
I'm sure.
Sam, are you reading it now?
Yeah, it says leaves placed by the player will still drop saplings. So
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure if you cut a tree down, it'll still be destroyed.
This
I
next
don't
one.
want so many saplings though.
Well, you get used to it. This next one though is like, I'm sure it's going to be your favourite, Ali. Rain and snow render faster. You won't have to lag anymore when
Yes.
it's raining.
The amount of times I'm on like 60 FPS and then the rain comes along, I drop to like 10 frames. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I hate rain. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
I
go
love
out
it,
and say
mate.
that.
I honestly
hate
think it
it
adds
very
so
much,
much
especially
atmosphere to
the
the
noise.
game.
but joke.
It's nice,
Yeah,
it's
I don't-
novel to start with, but then it just comes along and the performance just crashes.
I'd heard a long time ago that they are. I know for a fact they'd updated lightning, how lightning looks. But I'd also heard something about them changing rain. I think it might have been you, Ellie, that said something. They changed the way rain looks, or it falls faster or something. I can't
Well,
remember what it was, but
Me and Joe used to use this. It was
me
it was
and
a
Sam saw a model a long time ago, didn't we?
it was
It was a like was it Adventurecraft,
it was
Sam?
it was part of Adventurecraft or an Adventurecraft map. And it made the rain kind of white and more
it was
realistic.
like someone had textured the rain, and it looked absolutely. It was so good, wasn't it, Sam?
Yeah, it looks so much more realistic and it doesn't
awesome.
look as blue.
There's 9 new recipes, and F no longer changes render distance, which doesn't really matter.
annoys
Next up
me.
is blocks. Why does it annoy you?
When you accidentally, because D is move right,
Oh right,
Just
yeah,
one
yeah.
key
I
to-
see what you're saying.
that's annoying.
Yeah, I think that's. It is a good update, but kind of pointless.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can change it anyway, so I don't know about that one. Blocks. There's quite a lot of new blocks, which is a good thing really, because all the blocks so far were kind of getting a bit boring. It was about time they added something to make buildings look a bit different.
Hmm.
Some of these are just for like the stronghold really.
Which is crazy because there's now over there's 160 crafting recipes now available, which is crazy. Pretty sure it was like 50 when it first went into the beta testing.
You know, I think it's a great idea. This is not quite Minecraft related. I'm sure you might have seen it, Ryan. If anyone subscribed to Mike B on YouTube, aka Phony, he did a video on Minecraft, not Minecraft clones, but Minecraft inspired games. And there was one game that that used you had to find recipes basically. Did you see this, Ryan?
What was this game called?
I think
I
it's
can't remember what game it was called. It was one of the. I mean, it wasn't Fortress Craft. It wasn't the one that it was one of the ones that I haven't heard of. But basically, in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, I wasn't too keen about this part, but there was an arrow. Like if anyone's used Quest Helper on WoW or whatever it was called, there was an arrow that pointed, and it spun, and as it spun like faster, it meant you were closer to these recipes. And in order to craft items, you had to have the recipe in your inventory at the time of crafting. So you couldn't just like find diamond and go out and make a diamond sword until you had the diamond recipe, which was obviously really rare. And I just thought that was I thought that was a fantastic idea. That, I mean, it's never even occurred to me, but it looks brilliant.
Yeah, it is a lot better. Like, you know, having that kind of feel of you have to find and search for stuff. Like,
Yeah.
for example, when you used to have to find
Again,
dungeons.
that added a bit of a challenge to the game, which is basically what 1.8 and 1.9 are all about, aren't they? They're making it a lot more challenging, especially in adventure mode.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Blocks. Loads of new blocks. Vine blocks, which is it just looks amazing. It grows on the side of like mountains and stuff. If you've ever played Terraria, you know how on the floating islands they have like vines and stuff coming off, and it just gives it just that really old feeling.
Yeah.
It just it's so interesting. But people have been saying that they think that you can climb the vine block, but you can't. You can just walk through it. Basically, that's all. But it would be kind of cool if you could climb it. Glass panes. Has anyone seen them? I
Yeah.
want to see what they look like.
Glass panes. It's basically
I think they're like
it's an easier way of putting windows in a house, for example, without actually putting a block down. It's basically just a flat. It basically works like a door. You put a door down and
Does
it'd have empty space in front of it.
So it's a vertical piece of glass. It's not like a full
Yeah,
block.
it's not a
like,
full block. It's just like
yeah, are they the sort of same size as a trapdoor?
yeah.
So you almost get windowsills basically, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, basically. And I've got a.
Oh, that's cool.
I do have a
Awesome.
screenshot of that.
Right. Fence gates. Oh, honestly, I'm so happy for this one. Like the amount of times we've actually put fences in, and then had to put some queer little door between the fences, and there's a huge gap.
It's looked terrible.
Oh,
didn't
I'm
it?
just so happy about that one. And it look, there's a screenshot of them that'll be up on the screen now, and it looks amazing. It's just like a perfect type of gate. Like, you know what I mean? Fits in with fences. I mean, have you guys seen those?
Yeah, I mean, from the screenshot that was on the trailer, you can kind of see it's kind of like a barn door kind of gate, as in it opens at both sides, but it does look really good.
Yeah.
It fits into the fence.
What were you saying, Ali?
I was gonna say, why can't Steve just do a little parkour thing? It's a 1 meter high fence.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
The fact with sprinting though, I'm
Like
sure,
Assassin's Creed jumping over all the fences.
I'm sure with the sprinting, it would make you jump over the fences. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, can you jump higher with sprint?
yeah,
I don't know
you
about
said we
jumping
can jump
higher.
4.
I can imagine it. You'd be able to.
No,
jump
I don't mean
higher.
4 high. I mean 4 long.
Ah, okay.
We'll put a link to that video in the description if people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Next up is iron bars. That's going to look cool. That you get them from the strongholds. There's a picture of the stronghold, or outside of it. It'll be up on the screen now. You can just see it.
It does look.
They look pretty cool, but I don't think they look what they could look like. Like, the
the only
picture I saw was really pixelated.
Well, I have quite a large screenshot of it, but from what you can see, it just looks like the top, as in like the stronghold goes deep underground. So, like
Yeah. That's one I saw.
yeah, it's a lot more detailed underground than it is just from seeing what's on the top.
The next one is stone brick. I haven't actually seen these yet. Has any of you guys seen them?
Yeah,
I don't know if they look.
looking
Do
through
they look
the
any good or?
they do. It's basically just you know how bricks were. How it's
Yeah,
like that's what it basically looks like. It's just split up into sections on each like on each side of the block. There'd be a line in the middle,
Oh, I see.
and then split into 2 blocks.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but it does look a lot better.
I know. I kind of know what you mean.
But that's made with 4 pieces
I've-
of stone.
I've got another one that says I've got written down stone stairs,
Yeah,
stone stairs, and
Opposed to
stone
cobblestone.
brick.
stone slabs.
No,
Using
sorry, I already said stone brick. Is it supposed to be stone brick stairs?
no, there's
Stone slabs? There's already stone slabs
Yes.
no. You've got stone brick slabs and stone brick stairs. So it's
That's right.
yeah, it looks more
though. Ah.
bricky, if that's the word.
Like Lego.
They are easy to make, but
Yeah.
if you're gathering the materials, it'd mean smelting down all your cobblestone to make 4 stone bricks out of 4 pieces of stone.
I've got brick stairs. I don't. Are they different to stone brick stairs
Well, brick is in the
No, they're just
orange
made out of
brick
bricks.
or bricks? I'm getting confused with all this brick and stone.
Yeah, there's stone
Sure,
brick, which is
out.
basically the grey, and then there's like just normal brick
Yeah.
stairs that are just made out of the orange and ready bricks. If that makes sense. There's a screenshot for it anyway.
I'm sure.
Oh my god.
Another strange one, mossy block. Not mossy. block,
stone.
melon block.
Yeah. That's
They can be used as food, I believe,
yeah. They are a new
or
form
something.
of food.
Yes.
Is that the actual thing what you eat?
Yeah. You
No, the melon slices that you eat, I think.
You'll see melons just grow randomly in like in the environment, and when you mine them, it drops 5 to 7 slices, and it's 1 food point per slice,
Oh, cool.
which makes it a lot easier because
Oh, that's not bad.
food's now stackable.
Have we said about the new way they grow?
Oh, that's
Oh.
it's
Oh.
it's been explained by melons having a central stem that makes them slowly grow around each other until it reaches its maximum size. I'm not sure how many melons it is per stem, but if there's space, I think it'll just keep growing. So I think it'd be a lot easier to make a melon farm. And how much everyone loves melons.
I do.
Melon. Tracy's melons, lol. My friends connected.
Another thing from the melon you get is melon seeds, which I'm guessing you'll just use to plant melons for making a farm. But I suppose it's a lot better.
It's going to be so easy to make a melon farm
Yeah,
on a large scale.
it'd be a lot better as well looking than just having a wheat farm.
Yeah.
And then
That's what you can grow. Wheat and reeds.
So it adds a lot more to farming.
Yep.
Speaking of food, cooked
I've got-
pork chops now have a different texture. I'm not sure these.
I've got written down here mossy brick and cracked stone brick. They sound interesting. They
Yeah.
sound like really.
That's another sort of abandoned mine kind of thing that gives it.
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
feel, doesn't it?
That's also used in the strongholds. With all these names now,
Is it?
it's gonna get so confusing. Yeah, the strongholds are made of. You've got
Mossy brick, isn't it?
yeah. Let me just find the strongholds. Stone brick, which is what we just explained. Mossy stone brick and cracked stone brick. And I'm guessing they all have the same kind of, element, so that it doesn't take longer to mine each one, but it's just a different texture. But the cracked one,
It's just gonna have a lot more things to buildings basically. Like at the moment, think about it. What building blocks do you have? You've got brick, which is like opposite end of the scale to stone,
yeah.
which is another one you've got. Brick, stone, cobble, and wood. That's all you've got right now.
And I mean brick
It's not brilliant,
brick
is it?
blocks take a while to build, don't they? Because you've got to get clay, then bricks, and they don't really look that
But
good.
It's not really that common, is it?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've only ever built one thing out of brick, and it was that was made of
Chimney.
or something on a road map, and it didn't. Yeah, apart from chimneys and fireplaces and stuff, I don't think it very rarely gets used.
It does look pretty cool for chimneys though, but
Right.
Yeah.
That's basically it. That's pretty much all of the update, which is fucking huge.
it was a big change
Um, There's even more for 1.9, I think. I can't remember. There was a couple of things estimated for
Never.
1.9.
Never.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for
the Nether.
1.9,
Oh, yeah.
Just for the Nether.
which will
1.9 there's going to be another update. They've not said what's going to be in it though, have they?
they haven't released anything about it yet.
No.
Just that it's going to be the second part of the adventure update, and the Nether's going to be a part of it. And
Ooh.
that's where the useful experience comes in, and that's when the boss mobs are added for strongholds. So
So they got the Nether update, finished biomes, NPCs in villages, use for experience will be added. Oh, you were right about that then.
Yeah.
And then they've got boss mods and strongholds.
1.
And that's basically it.
But once 1.8 officially comes out, which is expected for the 12th, I think now, instead of the 8th, we'll be doing a lot of videos on just the features
Hell
of
yeah.
1.8. scouring out for these strongholds.
Also, we
No,
may
I'm
have
joking, the
to.
first time I come across one of the new mobs, I'm just gonna shit myself.
Especially in
Yeah, the Enderman.
yeah.
I'll
By
take
the
it.
way, just to say,
yeah.
we may have to reset the map if we can't update our old one. I mean, I don't really mind resetting the map. I'm just bothered about you guys that watch the videos if you don't want us to start again. But I think if we do start again, we'll just rush it. Well, not rush it, but like, we'll make sure we get a house up fast, you know what I mean, and catch up to where we were, because it gets a bit boring watching us starting over and over again, you know what I mean.